class of 2015.
Hello.
Before I begin my speech, I would like to take a moment to thank my friends and family, especially my parents, for supporting me and pushing me to be where I am today. Thank you. I don't know who made the decision that having a high GPA makes a person qualified to give a speech in front of thousands of people, but someone did, so here I am. Obviously, I've never done this before, so I had some trouble getting started. No matter how much my mom nagged me about procrastinating, and no matter how many times someone asked me, "Have you started your speech yet?" I just kept avoiding Miss Seckler, who I was supposed to show my speech to. When I finally did get started, I had no idea what to say. I asked last year's salutatorian, Astrid Perez, if she had any tips, and she told me to come at all the teachers, which is essentially what she did in her speech. I decided against roasting everybody because, first of all, that's not my style, and second of all, I'm not really funny enough for that. So I was back to square one. I even searched YouTube for the greatest valedictorian speech of all time, to see if I could find anything inspiring. But none of those speeches inspired me because none of those schools were anything like our school. Our school is different. And by the end of the speech, hopefully, I will have explained what I think makes Red Knight so special. Look around you. There are 648 graduates here today. 648 young adults on the cusp of the rest of their lives. Let me try to put that number in perspective for you, because for quite some time, I didn't really understand the significance of that number, as I'm sure some of you might not. A class of 648 is not an average class size. The Muhlenberg class of 2015 that just graduated in the arena this past week had only 272 students. I met a girl last week who was the valedictorian of a class of 19 students. I know, it's weird. At her graduation, if she wants to, she can address each of her classmates by name and say something special about each one of them. Unfortunately, I can't do that for all of you unless you want to be the class of 2025. In fact, I'm sure half of you have never even seen me before, and it's nice to meet you. So, when I met this other valedictorian and she found out my class size, she was justifiably astounded. She could not imagine walking down the hallway and not knowing every single person she passes. And when I thought about that, I pitied her. I thought, if our class was that size, we wouldn't have accomplished all the amazing things the class of 2015 has done. We couldn't have done those things if we were a class of 19 students, because a class of 19 students has, at most, 19 special people in it, whereas our class contains hundreds of special people. People who are all in it together, working to do things that no one before us has done or even thought of doing, like the huge surprise pep rally for Bobby Whitesell. We're a team and a support system. I mean, look around. I'm sure every single one of you knows someone who's done something to change our school for the better. To make our school, this underestimated inner city school, something to be proud of. Oliver and Dante have helped change the way other schools look at RHS sports, but they didn't do it alone. They had their amazing teammates and hundreds of classmates on their side. We supported them, and every other person who worked to make Reading High a better place. We have strength in numbers at RHS, and we've done it, class of 2015. We've lifted our school up to where it belongs. But our strength in numbers is just one of Reading's unique attributes. This year, I've met many people from other schools, like the aforementioned valedictorian, and those experiences have led me to appreciate another aspect of Reading High. Whenever I go to an event with students from other schools, everyone I meet is white. It's true. For instance, when I was at Regent Chorus, Danny and Hector, who are also from Reading, were part of just a handful of non-white singers out of 200. Now, please don't misunderstand, white people are fine, but when you're 44% Italian, 33% English, 16% Irish, 4% Welsh, and 3% Native American, it's hard to have any one kind of culture become part of your identity. Culture is one of the things things that make people who they are, and when I look out at my classmates before me, I can see a multitude of cultures that some of you have even shared with me. I can't go to my white friend's house and eat a bowl of pozole with tostadas like I can get at Kim's house. Nor am I going to learn about the different kinds of weeds you can get, which Sarah taught me, by walking around a white neighborhood. For that, I need to stay in Reading, where the people celebrate and embrace their culture, and share it with people like me who don't have one of their own to embrace. The diversity we have at Reading High gives us as students one of our greatest advantages. Each and every one of us has been made a better person thanks to the exposure we've had to all the different kinds of people you see around you. And I'm so grateful to have been raised here. When we venture beyond our city after today, we will find that we are some of the most tolerant, experienced, open-minded young people out there. And we have our city and its diversity to thank for that. So what are we supposed to do with these gifts we've been given? With this unique high school experience that has no doubt contributed to the formation of who we are today? I'm already noticing in my current life that my experiences at RHS have equipped me for a wide array of situations. I'm able to use the things I've learned from being a part of a huge and diverse class to become a better version of myself. The enormity of our class has taught me to stand out in a crowd as an individual. And the exposure to so many different kinds of people has taught me tolerance and to appreciate the things that make each of us unique. That's what I thought about as I left the castle for the last time. I wouldn't trade my high school experience for anything. Now my challenge to you all moving forward is to use what you've been given. Make the most of what we had at Reading High. Carry the experience with you as you move on to whatever's next. And most importantly, never forget that you were a part of the Reading High School class of 2015.